Hey, Maverick Hunter Zero here. In this video, we're going to be taking a look at the Season 8 weapons in a tier list format. And in this video, we're going to talk about what weapons you should pick up, what weapons might you want to take, and what weapons you should avoid. There's a lot of controversy and polarization surrounding the 30-30. I feel like I should throw my hat in the ring, give you my opinion. If you're new here, welcome. Please feel free to hit the like button if you like the video at the end of the video, of course, because I would never ask you to like a video before you watch it. If you do like it and you like the content around here, feel free to hit the subscribe button. My name is Zero Forever. I stream on Twitch, and I am one of the top caustic players on PC, top in terms of kills. So I believe as of this video, I am 13th highest on PC in the United States on caustic with kills. Being said, I'm glad you're here. Go ahead and jump on over to the list and get started. Hopefully this video is going to go quick, and this is going to be a one take Jake, man. I'm going to just go blaze through it really quick, and if you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments, or you can come find me on my Twitch channel, or you can join our Discord, which is also located in Twitch chat, ! Discord if you join. Hey, we should link Discord on YouTube. Maybe we should link Discord on YouTube. Yeah, let's do that. All right, we're gonna put the invite link to the Discord here in the description below. So join the Discord, hang out, ask questions, have a good time. A lot of good people, a lot of good vibes going on there in the Discord. Anyway, let's jump on over to the tier list here. All right, so I have took the liberty of sorting out all these weapons by ammo type. If you can't see them right now, it's because they're a little bit lower, but we'll get to them. Okay, we'll get to them. So the categories we have here is almost like Jeopardy, right? It's, do you want to win the game? Control me and you win the game. This will make you cause your enemies to snap keyboards. These weapons typically have a somewhat little bit higher skill ceiling. When you pull them off, they will really piss off the opponent that you just took down with them. High risk, high reward. These guns require precision, accuracy, and aim, but have huge payoffs. So if you're confident in your aim, you should pick them up. Otherwise, you should probably just pass them over. Replace me ASAP. These are guns that you pick up normally at the start of the game, but quickly replace them for something better, and then leave you on the floor is just that. You drop hot, and you would rather use your fists than pick this weapon up. Cool. All right, we're gonna get the crate weapons out of the way first. I feel like that's a no-brainer for the most part. So this is more of, categorizing than saying one weapon's better than another. The weapon pool in Apex Legends is so diverse and so vast that it's hard to say one weapon is strictly better than another, with minor exceptions, of course. So we're just gonna cut through and talk about, just categorize them in the sense that I'm a new player. I want to learn what guns are great. I'm gonna jump in, and what guns am I looking out for? Okay. Let's get started here. The Kraber, obviously, high risk, high reward. If you're good sniping, if you're good shooting, pick up the Kraber. The only weapon in the game without any modifications that can kill someone with a headshot off tops. Long range sniper rifle, 50 cal sniper rifle. Pick it up if you see it. If you're not, give it to a buddy or a friend. At a bare minimum, if none of your team wants the Kraber, throw it off a cliff, so your enemy team doesn't get it and wipe your whole squad with it. Peacekeeper is a snap keyboard weapon. A lot of people don't expect you to have a Peacekeeper. So if you are good at hitting your PK shots, if you've been around for a long time, I realize this video, like I said, is aimed at new players, but if you've been around for a little bit, or you're in the training area, and you spend time with the Peacekeeper, it will really just crack someone. Not only will it choke, headshot someone, and ruin their day, but you can easily outmaneuver and outplay someone with positioning in a Peacekeeper. It will kill them. Prowler is control me and win. Learning the recoil pattern of the Prowler. Pro tip, the recoil pattern of the Prowler is the greater than sign. If you ever, if you remember Pac-Man, or if you ever went to first grade and learned the greater than less than signs, the Prowler recoil pattern is the greater than sign. The way you remember that is the Prowler is greater than every other SMG. So if you draw the greater than sign with the Prowler, down to the right, a little to the left, or down to the right, a lot to the left, excuse me, you will shred and maintain the recoil pattern. Otherwise, just put it in burst and burst their heads off. Easy, done, win the game. The Eva 8 is, in my opinion, do you want to win? Now, a lot of people, in my experience, don't like the Eva because some people say it shoots too fast. I think that if you learn how to put the you just learn how to learn the tempo of the burst, whatever bolt you have on it, and you just crouch in between bursts or move in between bursts, you'll just win, man. It just cracks. It cracks shields. It cracks them in half. It's hard to close quarters fight with an Eva. You will just destroy them pretty quickly, and still have rounds left over to handle a teammate. You can 2v1 with an Eva and not have to reload it. That's how good this weapon is. Of course, close range, it's a shotgun. We all know this. You know, not long range shotguns. The Mastiff, high risk, high reward. The Mastiff, you have to choke the Mastiff. I was having this conversation off stream last night. If you can punch somebody, if you feel like, if they're close enough, you feel like you could punch them or melee them, you don't have to choke the Mastiff. But outside of that range, you have to choke the Mastiff, and you're basically doing a quick scopes with the Mastiff to hit your shots. You're either quick scoping or you're staying ADS and you're swinging. It's high risk, high reward, because if they have an R9 and you're missing your Mastiff shots, you're gonna just die. So high risk, high reward. Check out the video on here on my YouTube channel called Mastiff Blues, where I rant and rave about how frustrating the Mastiff is, man. It's frustrating, but it's rewarding when you hit somebody with it. Mozambique, we're leaving on the floor. We're just gonna leave it on the floor. I'm not even gonna talk about the Mozambique, just leave it on the floor. But if you happen to come across hammer points and you're looking for a weapon to put your hammer points on, you have Mozambique. Well, then you're gonna snap people's keyboards, man. This new anniversary mode lets us drop Mozambiques, and since I already have one, you know, for this particular mode, we're just gonna go ahead and find hammer points, and we put hammer points on there, and we swap to hammer points, and we're doing 98, 107, 110, 70 damage to people after we crack their shields with the Mozam. Just one tap. I'm not even talking bang bang. I'm saying we crack their shields with our main gun, and we swap to a Mozam, which, by the way, it swaps quicker too, right? Because it's, I believe, even though it's a shotgun, it has the pistol switch time. So you just switch to it and just bang them out, man, and they're just dead. They're just dead. Okay, that's how you snap someone's keyboard. The triple take is high risk, high reward. Again, snipers are going to be mostly high risk, high reward. The triple take is high risk, high reward because you have to be able to choke it, hit your shots, and if you miss your triple take shots, everyone knows where you are. Everyone's gonna know where you are anyway. But like any sniper, if you are shooting and shooting and shooting and you miss, you're gonna get third party, or you get bombed on or naded, or etc, etc. You see where I'm going with this. At the same time, though, the triple take is much like a Mastiff in the regards that you can choke it up, and it's like a shotgun, right? So it's kind of appropriate that the triple take and the Mastiff are next to each other. They're very similar in that respect. If you can maneuver around it and hit your shots up close, that's great. But as a sniper rifle, you know, if you crack, it takes so much time to choke and hit. So you really want to choke it and hit your headshots. It's tough. High risk, high reward. Okay. The Sentinel is the same way. Same things. Now, the Sentinel's going to have a hop up, or that's what's, you know, that's the rumor going around. If you notice right now, the Sentinel has a spot in its loadout when you look at it in your inventory for a hop up. So the rumor is that the hop up is going to be something that lets you shoot the weapon faster as you hit your shots. That sounds great. You can also charge the Sentinel to crack shields immediately, no questions asked, right? So high risk, high reward again, the charging, having to hit your shot. And if you hit a headshot with a charged Sentinel, it's upwards in the 130s. It depends on their helmet, so, but nevertheless, it's upwards in the 130s. I've hit a headshot for 136 off a charged Sentinel on a Wraith. Wraith has increased damage. I don't know how much she was wearing, but it cracks. It rails, man. I love the Sentinel. I think it's the best sniper in the game outside of the Kraber. For floor snipers, I think it's the best. So high risk, high reward, great. Sentinel. The longbow I'm replacing. The longbow, requires the most attachments, and I feel like it doesn't do enough for as many attachments as it needs. And while we're here, we're just gonna put the longbow with the skull piercer next to it. It doesn't matter. The bullet drop is lower, so either the bullet speed has to be increased with the longbow, or the fire rate needs to be better. Something has to give. That gun requires the most attachments out of every other gun in the game. And if I'm mistaken, I guess the 301 competes in a way, but at the same time, we're talking about a sniper rifle here. And anvil, we'll get to that. But the longbow requires the most attachments and has the least payoff. If you're good with the longbow, good for you. You know, you're a rare breed. I never stand when pick up a longbow. I've never looted a box and seen a fully kitted longbow. You know what I mean? Outside the gold longbow, that doesn't count. I'm saying a player, I looted, I killed, I looted, and they had a longbow and they were actively using the longbow. It's not really a thing. Longbow needs to get buffed. That's it. We're just gonna move along. The charge rifle makes people snap their keyboards, man. Charge rifle is just a keyboard snapper, dude. Put a 8x on this thing, it's great. If you put the 10x on, if you're a lifeline player or you have a lifeline on your team, lifeline calls down a care package and you happen to pull out a 10x out of it, which lately seems like that's the only place 10x's come from. You just see everyone on the map and you just beam them and you win. You evolve your shields. You can evolve your shields for your entire team, and nothing's more frustrating than when someone's running out in the open and they can't do anything. You're just charge rifling them and they die. That's so frustrating, and you will snap keyboards. They will go on Reddit and Twitter and complain why the charge rifle is still in the game. Okay, now we're on to energy weapons here. Fantastic. The devotion is high risk, high reward. The spin up time on the devotion is tough if you're a Gibraltar player or a Rampart. Totally understand you picking up the devotion. That makes total sense. Gibraltar's gun shield kind of buffers, in a sense, the wind up time, meaning when you ADS with the devotion, you're taking shots. Gibraltar can block those early shots as the devotion's winding up. By the time Gibraltar's gun shield breaks, the devotion should be mostly wound up, and you're at least getting a knock, probably maybe two, depending on the situation, but you're at least taking somebody with you. Devotion is scary. It's absolutely scary in the right hands. So high risk, high reward. The downside is that if you're missing with your devotion and someone flanks you, gets ahead of you, pushes you off of it, or you run out of ammo as you're firing and you have to reload, you're dead. The reload time on the devotion is high reload time by design. And so anything with a higher fire rate that beats you in the early windup will kill you. We're talking, say, you're trying to wind up a devotion and someone massives you. You try to wind it up and someone hits you with an Eva or someone hits you with an R9, etc. You're gonna have a bad time. Otherwise, this gun's great. Learning to control the recoil pattern on it too is very important. The other reason it's not in control me and win is because the initial wind up time is bad. So, so now we're just gonna skip ahead and just go devotion turbocharger. A gold devotion, or a devotion that just has a good loadout, high magazine, a turbocharger, a barrel on it. If you learn how to control the devotion, you just win. You just mow down. It just mows down people, man. You're like Arnold Schwarzenegger in Predator, dude. You're just killing everyone. If you learn how to control a turbocharged devotion, you're gonna win the game. It's hard to like find a turbocharger, let alone like all of them put together. But if you can make this happen, especially with the new cargo holds on Kings Canyon, you can make this work. Again, we're talking Gibraltar specifically, and Rampart with the devotion and the turbocharger is scary. And Rampart buffing the devotion with her walls is terrifying. Be careful. This is great. I would put it in snap keyboards, but I think if you can control a devotion with a turbocharger and kill the whole squad, they're not gonna snap their keyboards. They're like, oh yeah, it's a devotion. That makes total sense. So control it and win. Okay. The Volt. Yes, Volt. Do you want to win? A lot of controversy between the Volt and the R9. A lot of chatter in the community. Which one's better? Listen, the R9 has a high fire rate. What does that mean? It means that it's harder to control, right? You have to pull down more. The Volt's recoil pattern is straightforward in terms of, a little to the left and just straight down. And if you can control the Volt, you just win. The fire rate isn't as fast as an R9, but the bullets have no drop and the damage is respectable. And you can easily control the Volt on heads. If you're a new player, pick up the Volt, pick up the attachments, win the game. Just these first two guns in the do you want to win category. This is a loadout, man. This is a loadout that would make people mad. You dump your Volt into them right? And then if you have to reload your Volt, or if you have a gold magazine in your Volt, you can switch to your Eva, bang out the Eva, and let your gun reload itself with a gold magazine, switch back, and you're back in business. It's a great combo. This right here is something I would easily rock all game. This is totally a respectable loadout, and the Volt's distance is totally respectable. Almost for an SMG, it shoots pretty far in terms of controlling it at a medium range. Oftentimes, if I don't have a digital thread, depending on my alternate gun, I'll put a bruiser on this thing, man, and just spray people. It's fantastic. Let's see here. Where do we want to put the Havoc, man? So the Havoc, because the Volt's in the game, you want to replace the Havoc probably as soon as possible. The attachment, just swap over to the Volt here, minus the barrel. So the Havoc's jump when you start the recoil is tough. A lot of people don't like the Havoc. I don't mind playing with the Havoc. I'm used to it. But the wind-up time, the early kicks will get you. A higher magazine count after it winds up with a bruiser can really shred people. But by and large, I would oftentimes drop this for the Volt. If you have a turbocharger on it, man, but you'll snap keyboards though. That kick is gone. The turbocharger windup is gone. It shoots pretty hardcore. Pull down the mouse with a bruiser, and you just dump people. They just die, and it's easy to track moving targets with because the bullet velocity on an energy weapon is so high. So as they're running across, you could track them with a turbocharger. It really pisses people off. Turbocharger objectively makes weapons better, you know. So the wind-up time isn't the problem with the Havoc. It's the delay itself that causes the kick of the first couple of bullets, messes up your aim. The turbocharger kind of takes that away, and that bullet kick is gone. So that's why the categories are so far spread out, and you can see how it mirrors here between the devotion as well. It skips a tier and goes up. The L star, you want to replace the L star as soon as possible. A lot of people would put this in the leave me on the floor category. I don't want to disrespect the L star like that. Listen, guys, friends, buddies, listen to me, okay? The L star is not the problem. Okay, the L star is actually a great gun. The bullets just move really slow. You have to decide what you want to do with it. It's also misleading that you could put a 3 or 4x on an L star. That's not what you want to do, man. The L star is a close range SMG. It's a close range SMG. I'm sorry. It's not the Spitfire. It's not the Devotion. You put a 2x or a 1x on this thing and hit people at close range, and you kill them. You need to treat this gun kind of like an SMG with less attachments. Because the bullet velocity coming out of the L star is so slow, you're not going to hit your shots like you normally would with the other energy weapons. However, up close with an L star, you're destroying people. You're busting their shields off and they're dying. And if you're strafing and crouching around with the L star, you know how to control it. It's great. It just so happens though that again, you need a lot of energy ammo for it. And well, gosh, if you're gonna have a lot of energy ammo, you might as well just pick up a Volt, right? Because you want to win, right? L star, I pick up the L star. Pick up the L star, play with it, go in the training area, learn the recoil pattern. The recoil pattern is pretty easy to learn. It's barely, you just basically just pull down, and yeah. L star is great, man. Just use it like a SMG. Don't think of it like a long range weapon, and you'll do fine. I think there's a lot of people that just don't like the L star because they're not using it correctly, or they're not using it in a way that's beneficial based off how the weapon works. I shouldn't say correctly, but because it is an LMG. But use it up close, man. Just use it up close. And again, Rampart using an L star is scary. She just reloads it. It reloads faster than a Havoc. It reloads faster than a Volt. When I say reloads, I mean it swaps barrels faster than those two weapons, and obviously faster than Devotion. So you can just spray all day. The Scout is control me and win, man. So the Scout, if you're good with tracking and you're good with tapping and you're good with tracking a target and clicking along that projected trajectory of your target, the Scout will win you games. With a 4x, you just click heads, man. Players will just take those shots. They'll tank those shots, and if you're hitting them with a Scout and the fire rate of the Scout is so quick that you're just clapping them, and they'll take it, man. They'll take it. They'll think they're fine. they'll take a few bullets because normally they can take a few shots with purple shields or whatever and just be like, oh, this is fine. No, dude, clap, 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 clap. You just can. They'll over peak is what I'm trying to say. They'll over peak and you'll get them and they'll die. Pick up the scout, put a 4x on it, put a blue barrel on it or better, and you know, it's insane. It's actually pretty good, and the hip fire on it is respectable too. You can easily hit your up close shots if you get caught out, you know. So obviously that's not how you want to play the scout. You don't want to play it up close, but if you have to play it up close or you have to put a 2x on it, it's still a respectable gun. I wish Respawn would just change the internal values and stop treating it like a sniper rifle that it used to be. That's my only critique of the scout, which has nothing to do with the gameplay, but man. 301, on the stream, this is Old Faithful. Do you want to win? Best gun in the game. Best gun in the game. Listen to me. Do you want to win the game? You pick up a 301, okay? Let's pick up a 301. Put all the attachments on it, put a bruiser on it, put a 3x on it. We see all the high-level players put 3x's on it. Have that at Hoss, okay? It's a close-range gun. It's a medium-range gun. It's a long-range gun. It's Old Faithful. It's the best gun in the game. Pick it up. It can do everything, okay? It slices, it dices. Okay, it makes enemies cry. It's the most balanced fair weapon in the game, and it shreds. It shreds. It beams. It's the beam machine. Okay, you can deal 200 damage with one. You can one clip people with this thing, man, easily. It's so good. It's so good. It's fantastic. Okay, use that weapon and do that, and yeah, pick up the scout. Excuse me, pick up the 301. Pick up the scout too, but pick up the 301. Alternator, we're replacing the alternator with the better light weapons above it in the tier. I don't have to say much more than that. Alternator is good. Alternator got buffed. It's easiest SMG to control because the fire rate's so slow, but because it's so slow, you're gonna easily get clapped by a faster shooting or more higher DPS weapon. Just swap it out for something better. Let's see here. The RE45 goes replace me. Again, same reason as the alternator. I'm not going to go into that again. It's the same reason. P2020 we're leaving on the floor. Excuse me, I kind of got ahead of myself. The 45 with quick draw is actually high risk, high reward. Only because being able to switch to your 45 and hip firing it, it becomes a mini R9 with a more straightforward recoil pattern. If you have a gold, and when I say a gold weapon, I'm just not necessarily saying that they're in the game. I'm saying if you have the best possible floor attachments that can go on that weapon, okay? So if you have a golden or the best attachments possible for an RE45, and let's say your main gun is a Mastiff, right? The Mastiff switch to and from is high, okay? Because that's how they designed it. But if you have quick draw pistol on your side, like a 45, you can crack someone with a Mastiff, hurry up, switch to the 45 at close range, hip fire respectively, or ADS it even, and the recoil pattern is so straightforward, and the damage and the speed at which it shoots is so quick, you'll drop people. So it's a high risk, high reward. You have to be able to hit your shots, have to be able to control it, but it's a great weapon. Okay, now back to the hammer points. Hammer points make people snap keyboards, same reason as Mozambique. You can switch to this pistol fast. It has unlimited fire rate. Basically, I know that's not true. It has a limit, but honestly, the limit is faster than you could possibly click, humanly possibly click. So not really. And you just dump people, crack their shields, kill them, make people laugh maniacally. Shout out Tim, and you'll do this. If you don't get that joke, follow me on Twitch. We have a good time. All right. Next is the R9. Control me a win. Control the R9, win the game. Control the R9, win the game. Learn the recoil pattern, win the game. Outside of the Prowler, it has the highest fire rate in the game and is the best floor SMG. When the Prowler was on the ground, Prowler was best, but now it's the R9. And so if you control the R9, it's a beam machine, you win the game. I'm just gonna put the Anvil receiver up of do you want to win. Doesn't matter, 301's great. It doesn't matter if you have Anvil receiver or not. You have the scout, you know what I'm saying? If you don't have Anvil receiver, you have a scout, it's fine. You can click someone with the anvils, but honestly, bro, the 301 is the best gun in the game. Let's see here. Now we have the heavy weapons. Let's see here. Flatline's high risk, high reward. 20 damage around, high headshot multiplier. Hard to control. It's just hard to control. That's why it's called the flatline. The pattern of the flatline is a lightning bolt. If you think of Pikachu's tail, it's down to the left or the right, down to the left. if you can control this weapon respectively. Well, no, you're right. Control me and win. I'm mistaken. Control it and win. That's it. I was explaining why it's control me and win, and I put it in the wrong category. Oops. Hey, this is one take Jake, man. This is all one take Jake. Control it and win. Control the flat line and win. Same thing goes to ammo receivers. Again, I don't care. Amber receivers are a nice trick. Plenty of 30-30s in the game. Amber receivers are a moot point when the 30-30 miscout exists. But if you really want to play with them, it's fine. It's fine. They're fine. 40 damage a bullet. It's fine. Okay. Just collapse and win. Control the flat line, win the game. If you start the recoil pattern, if you start the weapon, if you start shooting when you're not on target and you try to control it to the target, you're gonna have a bad time. The flat line don't like that. You gotta be on target, shoot with it, and once you hit them, man, the chopper kicks in. All right, we call it the chopper because if you listen to how it sounds like a helicopter taking off. Let's see here. We're gonna put the Hemlock here. Hemlock has single fire and burst. It doesn't have a control issue. It really makes people just snap their keyboards because it's broken. You can burst heads off. You can switch it to single fire, and just click people along the way. It's not better than anvils in that respect, but it's still in good company. And the Hemlock is just a reliable weapon. They can put a 2 or 3x on and burst people down, and it's fine. It's fine. Totally fine. Spitfire, Spitboy. Hey man, look, gold magazine, win the game. Control it and win. Control it and win. It shares company with the devotion. And that's the contrast between this LMG and this LMG here, is that Spitfire don't need nothing fancy, man. Spitfire just off the ground is ridiculous. Make it bigger, make it fancy. Again, Rampart, Gibraltar, kill people with it. It's fine. Wingman, high risk, high reward. Obvious reasons. It's a deagle. It's a 45. Or it's a deagle. It's a deagle. It's a deagle. It's a deagle. You shoot someone with it in the head, does 90 damage, man. If you can hit your shots, you win the game. If you can hit your shots, you win the game. Quick draw, same thing. If you hit your shots, you win the game for the same reason. I like all these here. The Wingman's just high risk, high reward weapon in general. But you know, if you have like the R9 quick draw Wingman, you can easily just empty your magazine and just staying on target as you switch weapons and just bang them out, and they'll just die. It's great. Quick draw Wingman's good. Skull Piercer Wingman's good. The only difference between these two weapons is the Skull Piercer is your main weapon, and the Quick Draw is your alternate weapon to whatever your main is. That's all. That's the only difference between these two. Otherwise, it's the same gun. Same gun. All right, the moment we've all been waiting for. What does Zero think of the 30-30? All right, here we go, man. High risk, high reward. High risk, high reward. High risk, high reward. High risk, high reward. Yeah. Okay. The charge time's a cute gimmick. I like it. I like the 30-30. Look, I played the 30-30. I pick it up. Tracking on is a little tough because the bullets are slow. Heavy ammo, heavy bullets are slower. But if you put a 3x or a 4x on it, you can click people respectively. The hip fire is broken, guys. The hip fire is broken. Listen, the hip fire is broken, okay? It has the same issue, we call it good or bad, that the Wingman has. Might still have it. You can crouch with 30-30 and your shots will hit. Your shots will hit, okay? Up close, you could just click someone like a scout and they'll still go down. It does more damage per bullet, right? You really got to click someone 4 or 5 times. The charged scout headshot is 100 damage. So, that being said, high headshot multiplier, the ability to charge faster, and the fire rate is respectable to a Wingman. Yeah, high risk, high reward. Imagine you putting a 4x on a Wingman. That's what this gun is, man. And instead of having a Skull Piercer, it just charges up. And that's it, man. That's the tier list for today. Hope you guys enjoy. Hope you guys like it. I hope that Man, this video is super long. Holy cow, bro. I try to make these videos super quick. They're always like 30 minutes. I love you guys. I appreciate you watching. Again, please like the video. Please subscribe. Please follow me on Twitch. And stay tuned, because the next video is coming out will be the Breaking Apex series, where we talk about what we can do to make Legends better if we had the ear of the developers of Apex, and what we would do to for fun and theoretically take that character and make them an absolute boss fight in Dark Souls. Something like that. Just insanely difficult and hard to beat, requiring the entire lobby to destroy them. I've been Zero. You guys are Maverick Hunters. I'll catch you guys next time. Thanks for watching this video. If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up. To see more guides of gameplay, hit the subscribe button and ring the bell. And don't forget, you can catch me live on Twitch by following the link in the description. I've been Zero, and you guys are the Maverick Hunters, and I'll see you all next time.